quick basic guide for LS.
Can you make LS build, or what is a good weapon to invest on in armor?
At Shawnzy Plays, you deserve it because it really helps me a lot how to play MHN, and please can also do longsword tutorials too.
At Shawnzy Plays, any post-hero sets you can suggest for longswords?
Hey guys, Shawnzy here. I've heard your request. I've taken some time to do my research and mess around with the weapon so you don't have to. If you're new to Monster Hunter and wish to get into longsword, look no further. The longsword is a katana-like weapon that combines swift strikes with fluid movements. It's a weapon of finesse, requiring a skilled hunter to unlock its true potential. Its primary advantage lies in its ability to deliver a series of fast and precise slashes, making it an excellent choice for both cutting through monster parts and maintaining a hunter's mobility. A key feature unique to longsword is its spirit gauge. This bar fills up each time you land a hit. Some attacks fill up the bar much more than the others. Once it is high enough, roughly around 3/4 full, your weapon will turn red and you will do more damage. This spirit gauge has a decay feature to it, so if you do not constantly add on to the bar, it will slowly decay off. This is pretty much a pail with a hole at the bottom and you're trying to fill it up. Focus skill helps to fill up this bar faster with each hit. Tap to perform an overhead slash. Tap the second time to thrust. Tap the third time for rising slash. These three are the basic 3-hit attacks. If you were to tap again, you move on to the Spirit Blade combo. Now tap once for Spirit Blade 1, twice for Spirit Blade 2, and the third time for Spirit Blade 3. Tap one more time to end the combo with a Spirit Round Slash. You do not need to complete a combo from start to end, and you can roll at any time as long as you are not stuck in animation. You can parry a monster's attack in a few ways. If you perform a perfect evade, you will do a slash attack called Foresight Slash. Tap once after to do an upward slash and tap again to do a Spirit Round Slash. Another way to parry a monster's attack is to use Fate Slash. You can perform Fate Slash anytime after each attack in the basic 3-hit combo by swiping down. Alternatively, you can also tap and hold to sheath your weapon. With your fingers still on the screen, flick it downwards. You can continue to tap and you will do a Spirit Blade 3 attack, which can then follow up with Spirit Round Slash. If you time it well and parry an attack with this, your hunter will do a perfect evade and you can follow up with a Foresight Slash. The last of them all is called a EI Spirit Slash. To do so, tap and hold to sheath your weapon. Release it to perform an EI Spirit Slash. If you time it well, you'll see a slight blue glow right before you unsheath your weapon, and a secondary slash will appear. This slash is slightly delayed and it represents how fast your anime hands were that no one was able to see the slash itself, not even you. If your spirit gauge is about 75% full, your weapon will start to glow red. In this state, you can link your EI Spirit Slash into Spirit Helm Breaker. Regardless if you have parried a monster attack or not, your hunter would thrust the monster and leap into the air before striking downwards for 6 anime hits. While you're in the air, you can also lock onto the monster's parts before you strike downwards. Do note that you are not invulnerable and you can get knocked off while you're in the air. The longsword's special attack is called Spirit Helm Breaker. This is slightly different from the one that is linked to EI Spirit Slash. While it does exactly the same move, thrust, leap, strike downwards, your hunter is invulnerable to attacks and will not be knocked off while you're in the air. If you recall, when your spirit gauge is about 75% full and your sword is glowing red, you will do more damage. This applies to Spirit Helm Breaker as well. Don't worry about it if you cannot time the counters well. Do it a few times and I'm sure you'll be as Himura Kenshin as you want. Now that we have gone through the weapons movesets, we can move on to build set recommendations. As usual, I use mhn.quest in the web browser to build the sets, and the skill summary assumes that everything is upgraded sufficiently. Once again, I have to emphasize that this is my personal recommendations and that there are many ways to play this game. You do not need to 100% follow my build, and you can adjust the build according to fit your playstyle. I will be focusing a little more on damage because the true monster in this game is the 75 seconds timer. In early to mid game, Kulu Longsword is a great choice as it is the only longsword with innate affinity. We can go with Kulu Helm, gloves, boots, leather chest and Jagar's waist. Kulu Helm has lock on and it helps you target the monster's parts. When targeted, you will strike that part if you are near it. At grade 4, you will unlock Crit Eye. Crit Eye increases affinity starting from 10% and increasing by 5% each level to level 3. After that, it increases by 10% at level 4 and another 10% at level 5. Leather Chest is an excellent early game armor as it provides attack boost 1. Attack boost 1 increases your attack power by a flat 20 attack. At grade 4, Jagra's Waist gives you a rising tide and it adds 30 attack at 25 seconds and another 30 at 50 seconds. In mid-game, if you want to learn the monster's attack pattern, you can switch out Jagra's Waist for Palumu's Waist. This gives Divine Blessing 1 from the get-go. Once you have unlocked Ratian, you can switch out your gloves to Ratian's gloves. This gives you lock on and burst. For the headpiece, we can switch to Puke's helm. This change in gloves and helm lowers your crit eye, but you get burst and focus 1. At endgame, we can go with Rattler's helm for attack boost 2 for that 40 attack, and Rattler's chest for weakness exploit. Weakness exploit increases affinity when you strike the weak spot. Now we can synergize this with Ratian's glove for the lock on so that we can always lock on to the monster's weak spot. Rattler's waist for focus and Kulu boots for crit eye. I'm still of the opinion that Raw is useful only up to a certain point in game, and you should really use this build to farm other materials and get your elemental sets ready for the real endgame from about 8 star onwards. Let's talk about the different endgame builds that I recommend should you choose to use those weapons. For poison, I will stick to the same build as Raw. With this build, you should be able to poison the monster once. If you prefer to have more poison in the build, you can swap out Rattler's Waist for Puke's Waist. This will give you poison attack 2, but you lose your focus. For fire, there are 2 fire swords to choose from. Engineer gives slightly more raw but lesser fire element, while Rattler's gives the inverse. In the comment section of one of the longsword videos recorded by Dylan, one of you had asked why he had chosen Engineer's longsword over Rattler's longsword. Dylan shared that he had chosen to go with Engineer simply because he can farm for materials easier, and that the weapon comes with rising tide. I'll share his awesome gameplay at the end of this video. For fire element, you can go with Engineer's helm and gloves, Rattler's chest and waist, and Kuluyaku's boots. This build gives you fire attack 5, weakness exploit 2, critical eye 2, and focus 1. Now the only downside for this build is that you are unable to use lock on. Black Diablo's waist has lock on, so in the future when it returns, you can use Black Diablo's waist for it. For water element, you can go with Kulu helm, Duratoda's chest and gloves, Rattler's waist, and Great Jagra's boots. This gives you crit eye 1, lock on, water attack 5, and focus 1. For thunder element, you can go with Rattler's helm for attack boost 2, Toby chest and waist for thunder attack 3, Ratian gloves for lock on and burst, and Kulu boots for crit eye. For ice element, You can go with Legiana Helm and Waist for Ice Attack 3, Rathalos Chest for Weakness Exploit 2, Ratian Gloves for Lock On, and Kulu Boots for Crit 9-2. Oh, the number of potions and first aid mats I've used for this video. I hope it is all worth it and you get to have an insight on how this weapon really works. To be honest, I'm not really looking forward to making a great sword video. I know some of you have been asking for it, and I'll see what I can do, okay? No pinky promises. Okay, but what I can promise you is that when Dual Blades is released, I will definitely do a video on it, okay? So keep a lookout on that. I would like to say that this channel is not just mine, but every one of you contributed to its growth. At this moment, we have already gotten close to 2,000 subs. The only reason why I started uploading videos was because I am fortunate enough to be living in one of the 4 countries that this game was soft launched in. If I was one of you global players, I would be excited to see gameplay videos of the game. So I started uploading videos. And now, here we are. To those of you who always like my videos, posting positive comments or even drop feedback on how I can improve, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know who you are. Please allow me to continue to be part of your Monster Hunter journey, and let me know if this video helps you achieve your dream of being a samurai down in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.